Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Broncos Country News. On my last video, I did a look on the 2020 offense. Now it's time for an outlook on our defense. The strength of the Broncos the last 5 years has been our defense. It's been our pride and joy as Denver fans. The Orange Crush defense, the no-fly zone, the reinvigoration of our unit. It's been a tradition for the Broncos since their inception. And now we have a defensive genius at the helm with our head coach Vic Fangio. And our defense, despite being a little different, was still a pretty good unit last year. We were the best red zone unit in the NFL. So now, with a few off-season additions, it's time to figure out, can the defense take the neck? Can the defense continue to support the offense? This time, hopefully, with a more fired-up offense. Can this defense take that next step? Let's assess that right now. This is Broncos Country News. So let's get started right off the bat. Let's start right now with our cornerbacks. Let's start with our secondary. So our strength was the no-fly zone for a long time, but now every member of the no-fly zone is officially off the team. Bradley Roby's no longer on the team. Chris Harris Jr., Aqib Talib, Darian Stewart, T.J. Ward, they're all gone. Now the new members of our new defense are cornerbacks A.J. Boye, who we got in a trade from Jacksonville. Bryce Callahan, who we did pick up last year, but he did not play due to a leg injury, and now he is hopefully going to be back this year. Third-round draft pick Michael Ojemudia, who we got out of Iowa, and our safeties Kareem Jackson and Justin Simmons. Let's start with our corners. Now, obviously, I like the trade for Boye. The Jags were just dismantling. They clearly wanted a trade partner, and we were willing to offer. We didn't have to give up much for him. For an all-pro corner, that's more than enough for me. I think he'll be a great addition, and I think he'll be nice having back here in Fangio's system. I think he'll fit better into that system. I like what he's going to be able to do. I actually really like, I hope Bryce Callahan can be healthy and be ready to go. Now, according to many reports, he is making great strides in coming back from that leg injury, which he suffered last year. So now we're going to get to see what he should be, and he played for Fangio when Fangio was defensive coordinator for the Bears. So this will be a fun experience for him getting to get back into a system he knows. I, of course, love the two safeties that we have in Kareem Jackson and Justin Simmons. I think Simmons might be the best player on the defense, and I hope he gets his contract soon, and because he's just an extremely athletic player, very versatile. He'll go up and make big catches. He'll make big plays. Kareem Jackson is obviously your headhunter safety. He's the guy that'll go up and make big hits in the box. He'll go up and make tackles when you need him to. Kareem Jackson is exactly what you need in a safety. Michael Ojemudia, who I went over briefly during my draft analysis, I think he'll be great for first as our third corner. Obviously, I think our two main corners need to be A.J. Boye and Bryce Callahan. I think that over time, Ojemudia could be proven to be better than both of those. And I hope he seems to have a very good handle on reading quarterbacks. He seems to have a good handle on coverage. He seems to have a great handle on defensive tackling. I think we have a really solid pick. I actually kind of prefer him over C.J. Henderson, the cornerback out of Florida, just because Henderson had some tackling issues, which you desperately need. Our secondary is, I don't know if it's going to be what it used to be, but on the bright side, we're not like Oakland or Kansas City, where if you have good receivers and you have a good quarterback, you can torch them deep. I like that we're not that kind of a team, though Kansas City did torch us many times, though. Then again, Kansas City torches everybody. So I like what we have in our secondary. I think our secondary is solid. Still needs to make a few strides, but I like what we have. Let's move on to the linebackers. If there's anything that's been the strength of the Denver Broncos defense, it's been the front seven, spearheaded by our linebacking core. Our two middle linebackers going into the season are the emergence of Alexander Johnson and Todd Davis. Todd Davis has been on the team a little while, and I like Todd. I think he's an okay linebacker. I'm not a huge fan of him in the coverage. I think he's a good run stopper, and he's really good at calling out the signals. He's been in the system. He's been in the team a long time, so he knows our guys. I clearly like him, but I'm not a fan of him in coverage. That, obviously, if you've been watching the team, just me personally, I'm just not a huge fan of him in coverage. I do like A.J. Johnson. He came out of nowhere due to injuries in Jersey because Josie Jewell goes down and A.J. Johnson comes out of nowhere. And he proves to be a great coverage linebacker. He's athletic. He can move. Really good speed rusher. And he's got that cool little dino celebration dance. I like A.J. Johnson. And I think he's our best linebacker. And our biggest problem is we have not been able to cover tight ends. Extremely athletic tight ends, that is. The Gronks, Travis Kelce's of the world, especially Travis Kelce, we need to stop them. And A.J. Johnson might finally be the guy. He can move well enough, and he's a good run stopper. So I like our linebackers there. Our real pride is our edge rushers. Von Miller, who's Super Bowl 50 MVP. He was drafted in 2011, second overall pick behind Cam Newton. He's been the pride of this defense. He's been the symbol you think of when it comes to great defensive rushers. And I really love Vaughn. I have two jerseys of Vaughn, and I think he's the best. He's my favorite player on this team. I know his sack numbers did go down a little bit, but I still think Vaughn is a great edge rusher. I hope he stays a Bronco for life. Keep him going. Because Vaughn he's a great captain, great leader of the defense. It's clear the other guys really look up to him and really respect him. I want to keep Vaughn here. And now we're going to get our next edge rusher, which is going to be Bradley Chubb. We're going to get Bradley Chubb back, which is going to be really nice because we missed him last year with a leg injury. I thought he could have won Defensive Rookie of the Year his rookie season, but I like getting Chubb back. That's a really nice add-on this team because it means now teams don't just have to worry about, okay, let's just double this guy and we take away the pass rush. We're going to get Chubb back. But if there's one bright side is the back half of last season showed us we still have depth in key pieces if we were to lose a player. Like, for example, we had Jeremiah Tachu come in last year, and he was actually a really nice other edge rusher. And I would like to see him get some snaps this year because he said, hey, he proved he could be a starting good edge rusher. I get it. Chubb was a top 5 pick, and he will start. But let Otachu get in every now and then. Otachu proved he can play. Put him in at deep tackle if you want. He's big enough. So I like to know that we have the depth to get things done. That is known. And also, quick touch, Devontae Harrison secondary. We're going to get, hopefully, Devontae Bosby. Fingers crossed for that guy. Hopefully he comes back because it adds some depth to the secondary. Now, defensive tackles. Our 2 D tackles are Shelby Harris and Mike Purcell. Now, we got Shelby Harris back on a cheap 1-year deal due to his age. So this might be his last year, unless he has a really good season. I hope not. But Shelby Harris, great ad. He's great at swatting down passes. He's the best at it. Great stuffer. He can rush up the edge. I still remember when he picked off Ben Roethlisberger in 2018. That was really cool. Shelby Harris has been a great cornerstone on the defense. He's been a really good key piece. I think we should keep Shelby Harris around as long as we can, or as long as he wants to be here, because Shelby Harris is a good add to the defense. And now let's talk about the emergence of Mike Purcell in place of Adam Gotsis. Mike Purcell was a great emergence. He played really well last year. I hope he keeps playing well because I liked Mike Purcell. We're hoping that it's not just a 1-year fluke because he's going to be our starter going into the season. I hope Mike Purcell keeps it up. So our front 7 is really solid. Our defense is really solid. So if there was one part that if there's one player I would definitely cut, it would be Isaac Yiadom. I'm sorry, he's dead weight. he has got to go. I'm sorry, he gets torched way too easily. I just cannot deal with him anymore. Now, we also got some good free agency additions that I want to mention for the front seven. Jarrell Casey, adding him to the defensive front. Now, if you read in a recent interview, Jarrell Casey said he felt the Titans treated him poorly in the trade. And we play them week 1 of the season. And so you don't think Jarrell Casey's got some revenge on his mind? I think it's a big add. I love Jarrell Casey's add to the defense. It's a huge boost. I think it's an amazing add along with A.J. Boye. I love Jarrell Casey to the front seven. Pair him with Shelby Harris and keep Purcell and Itachu in the rotation. Mix it up. I think Jarrell Casey could be a huge add, really make this defense a great run-stuffing defense, because if there's one thing we can pride ourselves on, we don't get run on so easily. It takes a while to run on us. I still really love this defense, guys, and I think these adds are huge. Free agency was really good for us. We're usually pretty good in free agency, especially when it comes to adding defensive players. The draft was more about our offense. We drafted more offensive players, defensive players. The only real add we had was Ojemudia. We drafted a couple guys in the later rounds, but our big add this year was defensive line. And now I do want to mention real quick McTelvin Agim, the defensive tackle out of Arkansas. Could be a good add. It depends. I think he's just going to be more of a backup guy. Maybe come in if somebody goes down. We'll see how he looks in the preseason, even if the preseason's trimmed down. Training camp maybe, if they'll allow people to go there. But guys, top to bottom, I don't have too much to say on the defense as opposed to the offense, because the defense still looks really solid. And the adds of Boye and Casey just bolster it up. I think this defense can still be really solid. We have a great system add with Vic Fangio. I really like what we got here. This is going to be a really good defense, as it always is, guys. I think we could be a top 10 defense just as we've been the past few years. Anyway, guys, that's just my opinion. I don't know what videos I can make next through July, because not a ton of football news is happening. If any trades or free agency stuff happens, I'll make a video on it. I might make a few things every now and then if something comes to mind. When training camp comes up, if they allow people to go to training camp, if they allow fans there, I will go to training camp, or I'll try to go to training camp, get some videos out there, guys, because I really want to go to training camp. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. I just put up a video thanking you all for 100 subs. I'll say it again here real quick. Thank you guys. You guys are the best. Anyways, that is it for me, Broncos Country. Let me know what you think of the defense down in the comments below and how you think we're going to fare in 2020. Anyways, that is it from me, guys. Peace out.